The Senate confirms Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Toyota recalls some of its top vehicles, and two medical scientists are awarded the Nobel Prize for Medicine. All this and more on this episode of Hawk TV News. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Samuel Pierce.
And I'm Michaela Laster. Judge Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed to the Supreme Court with the final vote of 50 to 48 on October 6th. Even after the sexual assault allegations against Kavanaugh, the final vote fell along party lines. This became one of the closest votes in the Senate for the Supreme Court. The voting was frequently interrupted by protesters yelling and being escorted out of the Senate gallery.
Over 900,000 Toyota vehicles have been recalled for stalling while driving. This problem is caused by a driving mechanism called the fail-safe driving mode. The 2019 Toyota Tundra, Sequoia, and Avalon vehicles have also been recalled because of airbag deployment issues. The electronic control feature was found to be faulty, causing the airbags not to deploy in a crash situation. Toyota owners can find out if their vehicle has a recall by going to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website and entering their VIN number. Toyota has stated that owners of recalled vehicles will be getting notifications in the mail by late October.
President Donald Trump's net worth has decreased since taking office in 2016. A recent report by Forbes explained that the president's net worth decreased by $1.4 billion. The decrease may be a result of journalists exposing doubts about Trump's own monetary claims as well as his public opinion affecting business investment. President Trump was listed as the 248th wealthiest American in 2017.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved the use of an HPV vaccine called Gardasil 9 for men and women between the ages of 27 and 45. Previously, the FDA approved the HPV vaccine for people aged 9 to 26. The director of the FDA's Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research, Dr. Peter Marks, explains that this new approval represents an opportunity to help prevent HPV-related diseases and cancers. The CDC reports that around 80 million Americans are infected with some type of HPV, and 14 million are newly infected every year.
Two medical scientists will be awarded the Nobel Prize for Medicine. Scientists James Allison and Tezuku Honjo will receive the Nobel Prize for their research in the fight against cancer. Both scientists conducted studies where they discovered a protein that allows the immune system to fight cancer cells. The Nobel Committee says this discovery stands as a landmark in cancer research and has led to a deeper understanding of how to fight the disease. The Nobel Prize for the medicine will be awarded to Allison and Honjo at a ceremony in Stockholm this December.
Now we go to Ann Toner for ways to improve your Netflix watching.
If you're looking for some ways to improve your Netflix watching, here are some hacks that can do just that. When using Google Chrome to watch, you can download an IMDb ratings extension through the Chrome store. This extension will automatically add the latest ratings on the thumbnail of the show when you scroll over it. This means no more time guessing on if a show is good or watching half a movie before turning it off. If you're looking for more from your favorite Netflix show, you could be in luck. If there's a trailers and more option on your show, you can find interviews, trailers, and even possibly behind the scenes features. Not all shows or movies have this feature, so be on the lookout and enjoy if you find them. Know you're going somewhere where you will not have access to good internet or internet at all? Then this hack is for you. By downloading episodes and movies on Netflix, you can watch them on the go, anywhere and anytime. This is helpful especially when you are traveling in a car or flying in a plane. Watching a show or movie can completely change the recommendations shown for you. Don't worry though, because you can always delete a show or movie from your history. Simply go to Viewing Activity under your account and delete any title you want removed from your history. This also comes in handy if you went ahead and watched an episode before your significant other. That's all for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
We have to take a short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV News.
Listen.
All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly, everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize,
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize,
Unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
Listen.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
YouTube TV recently announced 5 new features to its service. The $40 a month streaming service launched in 2016 and has since increased in popularity. One of the new features is a DVR or video on demand program, along with the ability for sports fans to hide scores from appearing before they have had a chance to watch the game. YouTube hopes these features will draw more viewers to its service.
Amazon announced that it will be raising its minimum wage to $15 an hour for all American employees. The CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, explains that he has listened to his critics and decided to take the lead while encouraging his competitors to do the same. This change will benefit 350,000 employees, including other Amazon-owned businesses.
Netflix announced it will begin experimenting with interactive television. The popular streaming service is currently planning a series of specials where the viewer can decide what will happen as the episode progresses. The current technology has allowed for viewer engagement in certain media like video games. Netflix has already been experimenting with interactive TV and kids shows, but wants to expand to more adult content, starting with Black Mirror when it premieres later this year.
The United States unemployment rate is 3.7%. This is the lowest unemployment rate since 1969. Furthermore, there has been an increase in hourly wages. Hourly wages have increased 2.8% from 2017.
We now go to Ariely Batista for an update on the earthquake in Haiti.
An earthquake with a 5.9 magnitude has affected countries like Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Turks and Caicos Islands. Haitian authorities report at least 11 casualties. 135 are reported to be in hospitals, according to Haiti's Civil Protection Agency's Twitter page. There were 2 aftershocks that were felt after the quake, but no tsunami warning was in effect. Haiti is still recovering from a 7.1 magnitude earthquake that killed 220,000 people, leaving thousands still out of their homes years later. 52 aftershocks were recorded after the 2010 earthquake, measuring 4.5 or greater. Haiti is prone to earthquakes due to the fact that it sits on the so-called Ring of Fire. This is where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions come about. A response team has been sent out to help with the damages and to rescue any survivors. That's all from me. Back to you guys at the desk.
2 Rowan University students were apprehended at gunpoint on October 1st in the campus parking lot. The 2 African-American students were misidentified as the perpetrators who reportedly were carrying a gun at a local shopping center. Glassboro officers had their guns drawn when the 2 were asked to step out of the car to be handcuffed. The incident terrified the accused and disturbed many witnesses who posted the confrontation on social media. The two were released since no weapons were found, but the widespread attention of the arrest prompted a university open forum and an investigation of the case by the Glassboro Police Department.
Thousands of dead fish washed ashore on October 4th in Miami, Florida. The cause was red tide, a toxic algae bloom that rapidly kills marine life and can cause harmful respiratory issues for people living in the affected areas. Red tide has been impacting Florida's Gulf Coast since August, and it recently reached the East Coast. Miami city officials worry this could impact tourism, as their busy season for fishing is fast approaching. Cleanup efforts have amounted to over $8 million, but scientists are having difficulty predicting when this phenomenon will end.
According to the American Council on Science and Health, college students undervalue sleep because sleep deprivation prevents them from reaching their academic potential. Furthermore, the New York Times explored a recent study of more than 55,000 college students, and it concluded that college students who fail to adopt more healthy sleeping habits are more likely to find themselves incapable of handling their workload.
We have to take another short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
After school today, I will be dead. I can't go on any longer. Nobody even knows I exist. They pass through me like air, like nothingness. That's what I am. Nothing.
We now go to Henia Sarsar for another edition of Tips on the Go.
Among classes, homework, studying, and maintaining a social life, college students can forget to maintain a healthy diet. Though some students may not think that they need to have healthy eating habits, developing a healthy lifestyle will make it easier for students to stay healthy throughout their lives. A healthy diet consists of a variety of foods chosen from all the major food groups, including vegetables, fruits, grains, protein, and dairy, provide the energy and essential nutrients we need. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 major tips that will hopefully help you stay healthy. Tip number 1 is to eat right. It can be a little difficult sometimes to follow a good regimen, especially if the food at school consists of unhealthy choices. However, there are easy ways to adjust your eating habits. Try to add a piece of fruit or vegetable to every meal. For example, if you eat cereal for breakfast, include some berries or bananas. Also, if you choose a sandwich for lunch, go for the whole wheat bread and lean meat. Tip number 2 is to keep healthy snacks on hand, which is a great way to keep your appetite in check throughout the day. Healthy snacks like pre-cut vegetables, fruits, nuts, or granola bars are very nutritious. Tip number 3 is to avoid processed foods, added sugars, and solid fats when possible. Go for vegetables that are leafy and green, such as spinach, kale, or broccoli. Fruits like avocados and berries are good, and protein like fish and chicken are very healthy. Tip number 4 is to stay hydrated. Your brain cells work better when they are fully hydrated. Water is the cleanest option, and whole milk is good to maintain beneficial calcium levels. Tip number 5 is to exercise. Fitting in exercise in a busy college schedule can be tough, but it is important to dedicate some time. It is a good idea to be physically active every day, whether it be daily walks or playing a sport. Well, hopefully these tips will help you have a healthier diet. That's all for this edition of Tips on the Go. Back to you guys at the desk.
We now go to my co-anchor with an entertainment update.
Hey guys, Michaela here with your latest entertainment news. Starting you off with celebrity news. The question many people were asking was, will Cardi B face jail time after a fight that broke out at a strip club in Queens, New York? Cardi B turned herself in and was charged with 2 misdemeanors, assault and reckless endangerment. You can probably assume the reasoning behind this drama. Of course, her husband Offset. Sources say that Cardi B believed that the bartender at the club had slept with her husband, so the night ended in a fight. Rumor is Cardi was in the club throwing chairs, hookah, and bottles. Sounds like a Cardi B move since she is known for throwing things at people. But luckily for her, it looks like she won't be facing any jail time for this incident, but may have a few fines to pay, although that shouldn't be an issue for her. And to end off with some TV news, here's a few shows that are airing this week to get you in the holiday spirit. Halloween Cake Off, Supernatural, and The Flash. So that's all for the entertainment news for today. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, Michaela, I guess it's safe to say she didn't like it like that.
Right, Cardi B needs to relax.
A woman from Las Vegas, Nevada is suing soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo for allegedly raping her 9 years ago. Catherine Mayorga claims that she met Ronaldo at a Vegas nightclub and she was brought back to his penthouse suite where the attack took place. Ronaldo has denied the accusations on social media. Mayorga is suing for her diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder and depression caused by the assault. Mayorga and her legal team are seeking a full police investigation into the matter.
Police are investigating a heavy object that crashed into a New Jersey home. The cylindrical object blew into the side wall of a 2-story home in Jersey City. The homeowner explains that he heard the explosion but didn't see it come from anywhere. People in the neighborhood believe that the object came from a scrap metal yard. No injuries were reported.
Jersey Shore star Mike Sorrentino was sentenced to 8 months in federal prison. He and his brother Mark were partners in a tax evasion scheme. In 2014, they were charged with multiple tax offenses in relation to about $9 million in income. Sorrentino and his lawyer attempted a plea citing past issues with drug addiction as a defense. The prosecutor and judge were both unmoved by Sorrentino's plea. In addition to jail time, he has to pay a $10,000 fine, $123,000 in restitution, and 500 hours of community service.
A llama, a raccoon, a frisbee, and a mosquito are only a few of the new Apple emojis with the new iOS 12.1. The Unicode Consortium, a nonprofit organization that manages the world's emoji standard, revealed that they are adding 70 new emojis later this October. There will also be more variations on people's emojis, such as adding more options with red hair, curly hair, and gray hair.
We have to take another short break, but when we return, Nate Gonzo has an exciting recap on Monmouth Sports.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion. in grants, loans, and work-study funds. To make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Listen. All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly, everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize
Unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
Listen.
Welcome back to your weekly sports update, Monmouth. Let's take a look at how some of your Hawks are doing. The women's soccer team won their 5th straight match as they downed Quinnipiac 4-1. Junior Dana Shreve scored 2 goals, while Aliyah Moore netted her 3rd goal of the year and picked up the game-winning shot. The victory bumped the team's record to 10-3-1. They'll travel to Connecticut to battle Fairfield on October 13th. The field hockey team defeated LIU 10-0 for their 5th victory. Senior Georgia Garden Batchup led the Hawks, while Kate O'Hogan moved to 3-0, not being forced to make a save. The team now sits at 7-5 and travels to Drexel October 20th. Finally, men's soccer shut out for the 3rd straight game, falling 1-5 to Niagara. Senior Harik Joaquim scored the 1st goal, while junior Michael Luke led the team with 3 assists. The Hawks' record drops to 2-8-1, and the team will look for their first conference win of the season when they play host to Kent Nicias on October 13th. For more sports updates, check out the Extra Point right here on Hawk TV channel 12.1. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nate, for the sports update. That's all for this week of Hawk TV News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Michaela Laster.
And I'm Samuel Pierce. Be sure to tune in next time for another edition of Hawk TV News.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
So, Triple Scoop is a show that me and my 2 great friends produce. It's a show where we talk about entertainment. People call us the entertainment show. We have one segment about movies, one segment about TV, and we have one segment about music. Literally whatever you want to do, you do it. If you mess up, you mess up. That's what this is for.
Hawk TV News is our campus news show. We try to keep it as professional as possible. So we're just learning things about the industry. We have Professor Scott to teach us a lot of things, and we have all this great equipment. We have this great opportunity. So we're all just trying to make it in the news industry. So this is the perfect start.
During the week, you have to get the rundown together. But before you have to do that, you have to make the script so you can follow that to make everything else.
I showed up to basically every shoot for Hawk TV News, and then I also participated in other shows. So really participating, trying to learn like a little bit of everything, or trying to just have the persistence to try everything. I think that's like a big part of like rising up.
You see right here on the camera right here, this helps them know what they're reading, so they can read off of a camera and it looks like they're talking right to you.
So you're the guy that controls
I'm the guy that controls how fast it goes. I'm only a key in the cog. I'm only part of the process.
I like the feeling to be confident, and every time I anchor more, I feel more confident with myself. I get more familiar with reading off the teleprompter, and I just love meeting new people when I anchor with them.
The Extra Point is Hawk TV's only sports show, and what I love about The Extra Point is that it allows people to really come on and talk about what they're passionate in, and that's sports.
When I first got here, I didn't really know what to expect. It was really a fun time. This is the most fun I've had in college so far. It's really not as competitive as people will think it is. I've been on air for almost every episode of Extra Point.
Unscripted debate is probably the best format for sports shows today, and I think that's what's growing. So more than anything else, The Extra Point just provides people to come on Hawk TV to talk about what they love, and that's sports.
Tony Lynn, what's it like being a producer?
It's so much fun, especially when I get to work with Matt.
Oh shit, no one wants to work with
You put in a lot of work, try and get your moves right. You want to make the show look as smooth as possible. You don't want choppy zooms in and out. You want to make it look like the camera's not even there. This is my first time at The Extra Point. I'm just saying, I'm coming back now. They've got me hooked.
I control this switcher right here, and I pretty much make the what the director says happen.
Slowly zoom out, and fade to black. Gorgeous. That is how it's done. We make big TV here. We practice, we execute, we get paid.
Nick, that's all right. I throw a couple of 15-second PSAs in there and we're good.
Done.
Yeah.
You're done. Make sure you get the point.
Hi.
Hello.
How's a college student?
Oh, me too.
Awesome. What are you gonna do over winter break?
I was gonna watch some Netflix, but I'm like really tired of Netflix.
Same. I wish there was something new to watch online.
Me too, but what could it be?
Hawk.
Space.
TV.
Space.
MU.
Enter.